Hey YouTube, bonus video time because we are still going to do 2 GBL teams today, but I do want to cover this event because I want to do more event coverage videos. So it is a pick your path in Pokemon Go event. So there actually is a decision that you need to make. So we're going to look at this decision from a GBL perspective, seeing if one is more important than the other. It's probably already on, you've probably already seen videos from Australia and the other side of the world, but for those of us in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, it starts right now. Thursday, September 26th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, October 1st. Now, special trades, 50% less Stardust, and Coughing will be able to be evolved into Galarian Weezing. So what's the point of this? The only point of this is that Galarian Weezing has not had a Shadow. So if you have a Shadow Kanto Coughing, you can evolve it into a Shadow Galarian Weezing. And I haven't put it in PvPoke yet, but we will do that analysis to see whether the Shadow Galarian Weezing is better than the regular Galarian Weezing. So there's a Sword Path and a Shield Path. Which one will you choose? Basically, each will have different Pokemon attracted to the incense. Now, I looked at this list and I was just like, let's do this from GBL perspective. And then I looked at the list, I'm like I'm Tina from Bob's Burgers. So this is garbage. All these Pokemon are garbage for GBL. Like Scraggy, if this was a season ago, I would have said to choose Sword Path. I'm still probably actually leaning towards Sword Path, because at least with Dino there, or Dino, that you have an option for Zweilous in the Great League. So it has like some potential. But the rest of these Pokemon, like Scraggy got nerfed. C-Dot is like the Evolve Form 2 Glassy Push, you needed a Legacy move. The rest of these Pokemon kind of useless in GBL. And same thing with the Shield Pass, like Larvitar. Obviously, if you want some Tyrantars, pick this one. If you need like XLs and stuff for a Tyranitar, mostly better as like a raider. Although I don't know about the new raid system. The new raid system really confuses me. All I know is that when I went against a Groudon, it spams freaking Earthquakes and Solar Beams in like 2 seconds. But the rest of these Pokemon, same thing. Either nerfed or like Toxtricity are nerfed, or Oranguru. Like Oranguru has some play. I kind of talked about it in my event coverage video for the Oranguru Passimian Day there, that they're both, like Oranguru's actually has some play in the Great League, but it's not much. So really, when it comes down to it, I probably would not make a decision based on GBL. I would make a decision on sort of Pokemon you're missing if you're looking for a specific shiny, stuff like that. I just don't think this is one of the events that you need to worry about GBL as much in the specifics. And then in the wild, you have your Galarian Ponyta, Galarian Darumaka, and then all the new, they do this during these events, like the new starters kind of overload you with the starters. They are newly released, no shadow though, sorry, no shiny or shadow. Well, actually they're getting their Dynamax, so but then they are generally around for like 3 months and then you're sick of them after a while. So they are around in raids. Again, I don't know if there's anything. Zacian in the 5-star raids, I'll probably start going after some Zacians just to try and get those XLs. So if you're on my friends list, and you're online, I will just throw those out randomly. And that is basically it. So there's not too much here. I guess the main thing that we're going to look at here is, does a Galarian Weezing with Shadow play better in either the Great League or the Ultra League? Now, Galarian Weezing has a lot of play. It already has some niche play in the Great League, but it has a decent amount of play in the Ultra League. So we are going to check that out with the same moveset. So Galarian Weezing, throw on the Shadow form here. One shield. I'm going to just, I'm just going to leave stat products as it is. So pick up 4 and lose 4. You pick up Abomasnow, Clefable, Quagsire, Wigglytuff. Actually, that is 5 you lost. Feraligatr, Greninja, Licky Licky, Machamp, and Skeldurge. Lower average overall. So it looks like in the Great League, it does not do super well. Let me just, not that you're going to have the number one stat product, but let's see if that changes stuff. Crazy. Okay. Wow. So this, I just put on like default IVs, which gives you stuff like 5, 13, 11, just kind of default. And that gives you analysis of you're going to lose a matchup here. And then when I put on stat product optimization, you're better. You have more wins in the shadow version. So we're going to have to just think about this logically because the sims are only going to give you so much. The question is the shadow going to allow you to one-shot anything that you would otherwise not one-shot? Or is there moves that you now only need to throw 2 of? And so the question is, can anything one-shot as a shadow? I don't think so. I don't think that even as a shadow, with the Fairy Wind just not putting a ton of damage, I doubt that Play Rough one-shots a lot of things. Like, let's just look at this Galarian the superior matchup, right? Non-shadow, not even close to one-shotting. You need to land that, and then a Brutal Swing. And I've got to imagine that is the same as the shadow. But now you're just, it does a little more damage, but then you still need to land a second. And you actually lose a bit of it because now you're still taking that. So that's my only concern with Great League, and that was kind of my thought process. I don't think the shadow Galarian Weezing in the Great League is going to now one-shot really anything with Play Rough. Maybe stuff that's super effective you now may one-shot with Play Rough with that shadow bonus. But I feel for the most part, you're still going to need to Play Rough Brutal Swing. And to offset that, you're still going to be taking more damage to go with it. So I don't think you probably gain much there. Ultra League, I'm interested to see as well. Let me just reset this because sometimes it does not allow you to just do the Ultra League there. So we're going to have a Weezing here and a Shadow Weezing here. Just with whatever IVs, because again, it's tough to get the Shadow version. Pick up 2, lose 3. Pick up Drifblim and Skeldurge. And you lose Clefable, Golisopod, and Taboo. But, so you... actually looks like you only lose 1 here. Yeah, so 2 plus... Wow, I know. That's a great economics degree at there. 2 minus 3. Okay. But your overall average is better. So your win-loss record, you lose 1 more, but your overall average is slightly better, which means that in some of these sort of losses, you're not losing as much, right? So Swampert, perfect example here, 372 loss on the Galarian Weezing, but 451 here. Registeel 423 versus 464. So you seem to be doing 413 versus 442, and same thing with Golurk here, right? So you seem to be doing generally more damage against these other Pokemon, and I think that's all comes down to the same sort of logic that I talked about with Clefable being better in the Ultra League as well. Because in the Great League, my problem with Clefable was a lot of time Moonblast does not one-shot and you still need to land a Swift. And it's the same with Galarian Weezing. Play Rough is not going to one-shot, so you still need to land a Brutal Swing. But I said in the Ultra League, it's less bait dependent. Because in the Ultra League, you probably just need to go 2 Moonblast anyways. So it's probably the same here, but in the Ultra League, instead of just having to go 2 Play Roughs, you may be able to get away with 1 Play Rough, 1 Brutal Swing. Because Swift is such a bad move. Brutal Swing is slightly better than Swift. Is it though? Let me just confirm that. I said it so confidently, but now I actually have to confirm that. So Swift and Brutal Swing. They're the same. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say. I said it, then I'm like, I don't know if that's right. So they're the same. I think this is why I think it's better. Normal type moves do not hit super effective against anything, right? There is no typing that normal does super effective against. Whereas Brutal Swing hits super effective against Ghost, Psychic, anything else? Ghost and Psychic for sure off the top of my head. And the Ultra League is filled with Ghost and Psychic, right? You have the old school Giratina and Cresselia, plus you have newer Pokemon that got buffed, all these Astonish users like Drifblim and others coming out here. So having that Brutal Swing, even though they have the same stat product and you're not getting same type attack bonus on either Pokemon, Galarian Weezing is not getting it on Brutal Swing and Clefable is not getting it on Swift, the fact that Brutal Swing can hit super effective against a bunch of things that you will see in the meta makes it an overall better move to have on your Pokemon. So that's the logic behind it. So I'm wondering, with that ability to hit super effective in some matchups, with the Shadow bonus now, whether that makes a difference in your overall average that we saw there, that it was, even though you lost the matchup, you still had an overall better average because you're chipping things a lot more. So do you need to build this thing up? I don't think it's a must. It seems like it does not affect it too much overall. I mean, I don't know how often this will happen. Like, being able to evolve a Shadow Pokemon into another Pokemon when that other Pokemon has not have Shadow, either one or two things is going to happen. That other Pokemon, Galarian Weezing, is going to get a Shadow eventually, like a Shadow Grunt that you can go against, or this is your armored Mewtwo chance, and this may be one of the only times you get it. So I think if you're going to focus on this event, like, start looking at your Coughings and see if you have a Shadow, and I would evolve it just to say you have it. Because armored Mewtwo was out as like a special for the Pokemon movie, I'm pretty sure it was. And it has not been back since. And that was like 4+ years ago, and you haven't been able to get it since unless you trade. So this may be one of your only sort of shots to get this Pokemon, and maybe that's how I promote this video, because we're having 3 videos in a span of like 5 hours. So thanks for watching all of them. If you do, appreciate the support. Thank you for helping me hit 24,000 subscribers. We hit that the other day, so that was a cool milestone. Yeah, so that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.